So today we're going to get into something that's, well, it's one of those crucial but almost invisible roles within the NHS.
Absolutely. Clinical coders.
Exactly. And we're going to dive deep into their mandatory professional standards and, the continuous professional development, the CPD, that governs everything they do.
It's a critical area.
And, I mean, the stakes here, they really couldn't be higher, could they? This is the essential bridge between patient care and hospital finance.
It is. It's not just admin work in the slightest.
Right. The quality of their data literally determines funding under systems like payment by results. It underpins all of clinical governance.
And that's why their training is so non-negotiable. The financial reality is stark.
Because if it goes wrong?
If it goes wrong, you are looking at an immediate financial problem. Inaccurate coding leads straight to an incorrect healthcare resource group, the HRG.
The HRG, right.
Which means the hospital gets the wrong reimbursement. So this mandatory CPD, it's the primary risk mitigation strategy for the whole system.
Okay, let's unpack that a bit then. What specific systems are we actually talking about? These coders have to master, what, 3 core ones?
3 core mandated systems, yeah. You've got ICD-10 for diagnoses, diseases, injuries, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Then there's OPCS-4, which is the UK-specific one for all the interventions and procedures.
And the third one, SNMMGCT, that one sounds like the real technical beast of the group. How does that fit in?
That's a great way to put it. It is the beast.
Hmm.
SNMMCT is the mandatory national standard that clinicians themselves use.
At the point of care.
At the point of care,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah.
To capture all the really granular, complex clinical details in the patient's digital record. It's the engine that feeds the other 2 systems.
Wow. Okay, so for that level of detail, you'd need a serious professional benchmark, a qualification they have to hit.
You do. And the only nationally sanctioned one is achieving accredited clinical coder status, the ACC.
And how do they get there?
By passing the National Clinical Coding Qualification exam, or the NCCQ. And for most coders, that's a huge career milestone.
Yeah.
Often means a promotion, up to a band 4.
And maintaining that crucial ACC status, that's where the mandatory CPD comes in, isn't it?
That's it. There is a core non-negotiable commitment.
Which is?
Attendance at a clinical coding standards refresher course every 3 years. It's usually written right into their employment contract.
Every 3 years. I have to ask, though, given the complexity and how fast everything changes, is a single course every 3 years really enough? Or is that just the legal baseline?
That's an important question. And you've really hit on the central point of institutional risk. That refresher is the baseline for maintaining the status.
But not for moving forward.
Exactly. Because the strategic future of coding faces this immense impending challenge. The transition from ICD-10 to the International Classification of Diseases 11th revision.
ICD-11.
ICD-11. And what's fascinating here, and a little worrying, is the urgency. The World Health Organization actually stopped maintaining ICD-10 way back in 2018.
2018. That's years ago now.
It is. And ICD-11 is mandated to replace it in the UK within the next 5 years. So any trust that's delaying the training for this now.
They're just building up a massive backlog for themselves.
A massive one. For data migration, for training. It's a catastrophic threat to data integrity and, of course, to future financial reimbursement.
So the consequences of failing on CPD, they just cascade then. For the individual coder, no compliance means their career stalls.
Right.
And for the institution, for the hospital, it's compromised data, direct financial losses, and completely unreliable studies.
You got it.
So when we boil it all down, what does this all mean? A clinical coder's CPD isn't about just logging hours to stay compliant.
Not at all. It's about actively safeguarding the data integrity and the financial structure of the entire health system.
It's a huge responsibility.
A huge one. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the principles for their CPD all emphasize that the learning has to demonstrably improve the quality of practice.
And benefit the service user, the patient.
Precisely. And that benefit has to be measurable. We're looking for outcomes like higher audit scores or a clear reduction in abstraction errors. The focus on those tangible outcomes is key.
Which leaves us with a final provocative thought for you to take away. Considering the complexity we've talked about and the dire financial consequences of delay, how much of a hospital's annual budget should be proactively allocated right now to train staff for this inevitable system-wide shift to ICD-11?
That's the $1 million or perhaps £1 billion question.
Something to mull over. Thanks for joining the deep dive.